And I just commend y'all, and I love y'all. I love my mayor pro temp, and I love my mayor and everything. And I love my city manager too. You know.
You love me?
I love because a lot of people don't understand. Like these first 5 months was hard for me. A lot of people say, well, he went to everything, but if it wasn't for the mayor, if it wasn't for the city manager, I wouldn't have been to everything on every spot. They say he would have walked, he would everything down here. But I was enjoying myself though. But that's all I got to say. And y'all just be safe during the holidays. Christmas coming up. And if you know a child that don't have, you know a family that don't have, be a blessing. It ain't about me, it ain't about you, it ain't about gifts. I mean, it's about gifts, but if you know a family don't have, give. And I tell you, God will give it back to you. Press down, shake it together, and run it over.
Amen.
Oh, goodness, that's a hard sermon to follow. That is a hard act to follow, y'all. I appreciate you too, babe. I do. This fella's my son's age, so I'm like the mama here, you know. And that's like our grandpa in the middle there. But he does, listen, he tries to be a good example, and for that we're grateful. We really are. He keeps us straight, and he's a good example for us. I really, I have to say, I thank everybody, not just the citizens of my ward, but everybody in this room for coming out. I think, I know everybody in my family had a great Thanksgiving. I hope all of you did. We were very blessed. And just wish everybody a happy holiday coming up. I want to say one other thing too, Mayor. I think, you know, I know the mayor or the gentleman there spoke about this end of the table or this end. Our heart is in the right place. Our heart is in the right place. And we may misspeak or we may, you know, we're not always going to be right, but what we want to do is the best for everybody and the very best we can in everybody's best interest. So thank you again for your leadership. And we act like it's the end of the year or something here.
It is.
It almost is. It almost is. We got a few more meetings. So thank you again.
Commissioner Gallo.
First, I want to congratulate the Coffee County Trojan football team.
Yeah, that's
We had the opportunity to go up there and watch them again this past weekend up in 300 miles up the road in Dalton, Georgia.
333.
They played an undefeated number 1 seed in their bracket. It was looking pretty bleak there in the fourth quarter. We were down 30-14, but those guys, they did not quit. That was, you know, you think of it as a parent, as a teacher, as a coach, you know you're not going to win everything. You know you're not going to get that A every time, but what you want from your children is to know that they've given their best effort. And that's what I saw out there Friday night and what these boys did for these past 3 games. They represented us well. You know, the band was there as well. They give, like they have been all season, giving their support. And impressively, we had another large crowd. I thought surely it'll drop off, but they did not drop off. They were there. They were there, and that other team knew they were there, as well as the referees. There were some strange calls, but those guys never quit. And we were down 30-14, and it ended up being 30-28. Very exciting game. These young men, you know, they beat a number 1 seed in the first round. In the second round, they beat a team that only lost 1 game, and then they come up against this past week was an undefeated team, and they played very well as a team that had 26 seniors on it. So it was a tough matchup, and we came up a little bit short. I would say that is the closest of all the 4 games that was played in our classification this weekend. So, and 2 out of the 4 teams are from our region. That's where we come from. So my hat's off to the players, to the coaches, and to all the parents and fans who supported, you know, our local football team. Just a reminder, something as Commissioner Durham said, over in Tifton, we had some of y'all may have picked up on it, was on Channel 10. We had a couple of teenagers that tragically lost their lives in a traffic wreck. You know, all of us particularly mindful of that, all the distance we've been traveling these last 3 weekends. I think we've been very blessed as a community.
Amen.
We know about the bus wreck up in Chattanooga, but of course we're into the holiday season. We're going to have a lot of traveling. Please, let's everyone remember how important it is it's more, and if you got to get there, it's better to get there a little bit late than not get there at all. And the reminder, including mine at my house, all those young and teenage drivers, please slow it down. Pay attention to your driving. That young couple that was killed, there's no indication there was any drugs or alcohol involved, but it was excessive speed is probably going to be the biggest factor there. Slow it down. I know you're young and you want to enjoy life, and it seems like, it's moving, things going to pass you by, but I promise you it won't. Slow down and be safe, please. Feel for those families over there and what they're going through. I too would like to thank all our staff here, all our department heads, all our employees for all that you do and all you have done over this holidays. The many volunteer hours and the programs that you guys have supported and are supporting as we head into our Christmas season. Again, echo Commissioner Durham, we know the reason for the season. I would invite you to look at our church. They've got hashtag Light the World. I had the opportunity to look at an introduction video. It's only about a couple minutes, but it was it'll touch your heart. They showed scenes from the Savior's life, and then they would show a parallel scene to what we can do, and it reminded me of something. Just like we know that the Savior healed the sick, he brought sight to the blind, fed the hungry, he ministered to those who were lonely or outcast. Well, they put it right there in front of us. We can do those things. He's not here with us, but he's taught us what to do. And we are his hands. And that's what he expects out of us, to serve and help. We can minister to those that are sick. We can visit those in the hospital, our lonely, we got our elderly folks that are widowed or in our nursing homes and facilities. We have been and continue to feed the hungry. And those we can't heal their sight, but we can read for them. We can be there for them. But just a reminder that that is the reason for the season, and as we get out there and serve, that's what's going to make the difference. And I think that's why I serve and why these other members of this commission serve, here to make a difference and trying to live up to that standard that's been set by the greatest servant of all. And that's what I intend to keep doing to the best of my ability. And I appreciate you, Mayor. And I noticed how quick Mr. Jacobs said a while ago, I'm not the mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Pearson, I have to tell you, the other night at the tree lighting ceremony, the mayor referred to me as Mayor Pro Tem Pearson. He introduced me to the entire city that night as Mayor Pro Tem Pearson. So you have a new look here. See, her hair's red like mine now. Look, see there? We're starting to look alike. He did.
Y'all good to me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Yes, it is.
I walked this way some 45 years ago. I've been moving ever since. If you don't believe it, you go there to the library and check it out. You'll find that I ain't just got here. I was trying to find out, and I think Mr. Dale gonna find out for me, that that building that used to sit where Wade Park at, where Wade and Will's field at, used to be a basketball playing gym up there. Bell out of board. That was before Bryant Street. Shell they called it. But I can't remember what year, but I know I was here back in the 40s. Still here. But God's help. A few years ago I laid flat on my back for some 28 days. I couldn't wash my face. God did it. I had been stricken down with pneumonia, and I came from pneumonia to a heart attack. And from a heart attack, I already had lung cancer. And God lifted me up. Today I rise. Even the doctors that were treating me thought I would have died. But God, and I didn't think that. That's why I'm here, and that's why I keep speaking for people. And I don't want to rub nobody wrong, and I'm not going to win every case. I learned that a long time ago. But long as I get it out, long as I get it on the table, that's all that matters. And I leave it alone. If I can't win it, I know what fights to walk away from and what fights to stay with. But I'm going to tell each and every one of us, as far as that TV going to carry us, We're coming into the holiday season. And there's going to be state patrols, policemen on the road. To pull the blue light on you, pull over. Sit there till they give you instruction. Let's don't be right and be dead right. Let's arrive alive. That's what it's about. If we want to live in this country, we first get Jesus. That's number one. That's what I got. And you follow him, and he'll lead in your heart and your mind the thing to do that was right. And as long as you do that, you're pleading with you and your God, then you're going to be all right. But I'm telling you the truth, as I know it. Everybody is going to have some problems. We're not problem free. Jesus wasn't. Jesus told his disciples when he's going, they're going to do better, greater things. You know, they got ready to kill him. They don't want to kill him at all. But I want you to know, if the police instruct you to do something, y'all, let's do that. We got a few bail bondsmen in this town that you call them, they'll come. They can't get you out the graveyard.
They sure can.
But they can get you out of jail. If you ain't done something mighty bad, you can get out of jail. We got some lawyers that'll stand there and plead your case. Got one on that end of the table, one over there. Don't worry about that. The only thing you do is follow instructions. If we didn't have law, we'd be in a mess. You know, I walked away from one of the greatest jobs that I ever had with Chrysler in 1959 and came back here to Coffee County. I was in Detroit, Michigan. And I walked away from that job because we didn't see nothing. We watched them kill us like rats. And the law come up and we don't know nothing. And I was looking at the slogan that was said on the board tonight, that I first heard it from Lee Smith. If you see something, say something. And I told my daddy at that time when I left there, he was crying, I had to go. I said, we do rabbits bidding, y'all do peoples up here. If we kill a rabbit, if we don't know a rabbit at night, we'll stop and pick him up. See if somebody can eat him. You know, but here y'all, they walk away from a dead man, a dead woman. And nobody see that when the law get there. This is not the way to live. We got to learn to live in peace and harmony here. And we want to survive. The Bible has told us and give us quite instruction how to get there. You come together. You turn from your wicked ways, seek God's face, and come together as a people. And I heal your land. As long as you stay split up, you're going to stay in trouble. I just think I'm lying to you. I take it to Alma. I take it to Waycross. They're prisons down there. And you see how many stiff-minded folks in there. People that want this. And now they come out and they can't get jobs. And they wind up right back in there. Someone got babies and they fall in love with the baby when they go to jail. They don't love them children until they go to jail. That's why you got the Christmas people here taking up money for the Christmas children. When they go to jail, they love the children then, you know, but up until then, they're with you. And they on the move. Telling you what God is pleased with and what Johnny Roper is pleased with. If you want to please Johnny Roper, you straighten your backs up. Nobody can ride the back straight. You got to bend over and let somebody get on you. Follow the sign and listen to it. Do what the signposts say. If you want to survive, I'll tell you like the golf player, the ants sold the golf, other ants. They hit the ball in the ant bed. And the golfer was hitting at it and they kept killing ants. And the other ants looked that way and said, what we going to do? They get on the ball. He ain't hitting the ball, you know, hitting everything but the ball. Get on the ball. And you can survive the life.
I love that. I'm not used to that. That's good.
I like it.
I gotta tell my golfers that.
Get on the ball.
Mr. Moore, get us out of here so we can.
I'll tell you what, I was thinking about taking up our office.
That's it.
I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We did, and I hope you have a good and safe rest of the year. We thank you for what you do, and I send sympathy to Tay-Tay's future. Her daddy will be coming over here before long for the wrong reason to straighten him out.
Oh.
And he could use it. I mean, I'm talking now, just gonna. The truth hurts sometimes.
I'll take it for you.
But anyhow, we thank you for what you do, and keep on keeping on, and maybe we'll have a better year next year. And maybe old Johnny still be around.
Yeah, we
He's
gonna
still
be.
trying to catch up with me. Thank
Love
you.
to be with you. Ain't you ready for it?
Yeah, either one.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to first of all say, you know, to the citizens of Douglas, I take pride in what I do. When I got elected 17 years ago, you know, I took an oath, and prior to taking that oath, I talked to God and prayed to God that I would do what is right and what is pleasing. And I cannot do what is right or pleasing if I know something is wrong and I do not say something about it. That's just who I am. And to the citizens that made a comment, Mr. Paul, you know, and I understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate, you know, your concern. And what you said is so true, because that's why I said what the pastor said earlier. You know, he was right on point, and he had his message had to have came from God, because he said in his message, this thing was too heavy for Moses. This thing too heavy for thee. So that hit very close to home to me tonight. But and I am praying about it. It's not a matter of trying to make anybody feel bad, to show anybody up. It's just a matter of standing for what is right or wrong. I'm not a person of hypocrisy. I'm not a liar. If I say something, you can count on that I'm telling you the truth, even if I'm at fault. Sometimes I think I'm too honest. A lot of people tell me that. I said I should have never have gotten into politics. And sometimes I wonder about it. I really do. But my heart is troubled because I feel like something has gone on wrong. But I am going to continue to pray about it and give it to God. But it does not bother me. You mentioned about the looks that were being given to me. That's okay, because I am the daughter of Gladys Coley. My mother was a fighter, and she would turn over in her grave if she knew I sat here and something was wrong and I did not speak on it. She told me, whatever you do, you stand for what's right if you have to stand by yourself. And that's what I would do. So it's not about trying to make anybody feel bad. It's just about, I feel and I believe our citizens deserve what is right, to be treated fairly. And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. In our church, there's a song that says, you got to get to heaven from down here. And what that means is, everybody talking about heaven ain't going. If you're not treating your fellow man right, if you're sitting around lying, if one thing is, you think drinking on Sunday is so bad or whatever, but what about that lie you told? What about that person you mistreated? We got to do right down here, people. We got to do right here by our fellow man. And I'm not going to sit and say, well, you're right when I know you're wrong. I'm just, that's not me. That's not Olivia Coley Pearson. And for that, what is happening to me because of who I am is happening with the indictment he mentioned about helping people to vote. That's all the result of that. But I know that as long as I stand for what is right, God is with me. God is with me, because people are being mistreated. That prison he talked about, people are jailed for, falsely. There are some people in there who are innocent. You know, everybody that's in there, they didn't commit the crime. So, but it's because people kept their mouths shut. Somebody knew it was wrong and they didn't say anything. And I'm sorry. I owe the citizens of Douglas, Georgia, more than that, to sit back and see some wrong being done and choose to say nothing. Lastly, Commissioner Durham mentioned about the two families with the death, Harold Martin and the Andrews and Brockington. I'd also like to add the Hicks family, Mr. T.C. Hicks, Mr. Curtis Hicks' dad. He passed away also. Last week I think. But to everybody, please enjoy your holiday season. Be safe. Treat people right. That's not too hard to do. Thank you.
I encourage you to go over to the Parks and Recreation, get your sons and daughters in our programs. keep them motivated, keep them busy. Also, I would encourage you to, if they're out at the high school, to join the Navy ROTC. They're on display every commission meeting. In the Boys and Girls Club, I always encourage the community over on Gaskin Avenue to get involved. Don't just pass by. Actually go on the inside. And also at the Thanksgiving Spectacular, I was very impressed with the entire program. Had a great time, but I've also enjoyed looking at Facebook. I see the citizens going down, taking pictures, posting on Facebook. We were actually trending one time, whatever that means. No idea what that means. So, but there, I think all the performances were great. And the young lady that sung, what was that song? Come Home for Christmas? Was that the one? Is that the one?
That's a pretty one.
Yeah. Oh, that girl. Hey, if you have a little daughter, get them dressed up, go to some dance recitals, you will have a great time. I have 2 daughters. Done that thing. I was actually a squad dad. I was in charge of cheerleading, and we did some nice military cheers. Went you to the stage. But the only bad thing, my soldiers used to come down there and watch me, and then they pick at me all week. I don't know why people always pick on me. I don't mess with nobody. So you say God's up there with the lightning bolt?
That don't even sound right.
Look at y'all. And as always, Commissioner Gowan took my thunder about my mighty Trojans over there. Listen to me. You will be surprised what can be accomplished if you get behind one child. You will be surprised if the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, the community, the pastors, the church get behind those individuals. You'll be very surprised what the outcome would be. As Commissioner Gowan said, there was no quit. There was no quit in our mighty Trojans, and we just so happened to be positioned on our side that had some of Dalton's fans over there. He said, we normally gone by halftime. I said, you ain't leaving at halftime today. We gonna take you to the wire. And that's what those guys done. I mean, they were hitting, but we come up a little short. But I want you to understand, this is a very tough region. The first round, the 4 that we sent into the first round were all victorious. I can't remember the 5th game that we lost, but we lost one game by 11 points, one game by 5 points, one game by 3 points, and the last game by 2 points. We were always very competitive. And remember, we only won one region game. We only won one region game. So it was difficult to get in. And then to do what they done was simply amazing. My last couple comments is, you know, I always tell individuals this right here. The last thing I want to do as a member of this council is to be right. It's not important for me to be right, but it is detrimentally important for us to get it right. We are as one. We are as one. And over the past year, I've tried to mentor the Boys and Girls Club over here and hold down the nursing home over here. You know what I mean? So this has been interesting. I don't know why people pick on me.
Stuff like that.
I don't know why people pick on me.
The Boys and Girls Club.
But I want y'all to understand something, that, you know, I gave this speech one time. Two of the greatest events in my life looked horrible. The crucifixion of Jesus Christ was a horrible event.
Yes, it was.
That movie that Mel Gibson done a few years ago still is a very powerful movement. And the birth of a child is not a pretty event. But I was blessed to have 2 beautiful daughters. The reason why I say that, sometimes governing doesn't always look pretty. It doesn't always look pretty. But we're in a democratic society. We be respectful to one another. We listen to one another. We come to a consensus or a vote, and we move forward. And thus far, we have done that. And I appreciate that. My last thing about Christmas, listen, I love Christmas. It's like my best time of the year. My daughters have videos. When I get a gift, oh Lord, I am excited. Listen to me, I mean excited. Love Christmas. Why do I love Christmas? People are normally a little bit nicer. People are normally a little bit more tolerant. People are normally a little bit more patient. People are normally a little bit more understanding. And people are more forgiving. They're more forgiving. So when we talk about Christmas, love Christmas, put up the Christmas, well, actually, my wife put up the Christmas tree. I cannot believe that. She put up the Christmas tree without me. That's like one of my things. I like putting up the Christmas tree. And my last thing is, we must always remember this right here. The Christmas season. I remember a few years ago when I used to live in D5 over across from the George Washington Carver Center, fondly known as the Block. I can say this, that I know for a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that God listens to the prayers of a little child that lives in the housing authority. I know this without a doubt because I'm that child. I'm that child. But you know what? My family got behind me. The community got behind me. My uncles beat me sometimes, but I still disagree with. And it helped me be who I am. Only thing I'm trying to do up here as the mayor of the city of Douglas is to be a part of the governing body. It's the only thing I want to do. The police chief from Dallas that retired, he said the reason that he retired, no, the reason why he wanted to be a police officer, he wanted to take care of the people that took care of him. And with his name being sensationalized and all of a sudden he's a national figure, he said he could no longer take care of the people that took care of him because it became an opportunity for self-gain. So he resigned. That's powerful. He stayed true to the reason why he became a police officer, to serve the individuals that protected him. So with that being said, whew, that was a nice meeting, y'all. Really appreciate it. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It has been motioned and properly second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. We stand adjourned.